think I'm going to shift us to talking about some of these resources. And then before the end of our time together tonight, we're going to come back to you to close out the evening, panelists. But I do want to highlight some of these resources that are available to students, and not only to students, but to all members of the Westboro community. I would love to start, Roger, if you will, going over what resources are available to address mental health and emotional wellness within the schools.
Yeah, so, I really appreciate Connor and Krithi being honest and giving us some great feedback there. And as you mentioned, we've been working really hard at this for many years, and we continue to strive to do so. So, the Student Center for Student Success is a great place where students can come. And again, that's a transitional program for students to get back. Our school counselors, the pandemic has been really challenging for everyone. And we've seen it somewhat as an opportunity to shift some of our resources to really meeting our students where they are. A lot of what we call tier 2 interventions, where we really need specific support to students for very specific concerns individually. Our counselors have been training for that, and we're using our resources in our school counseling offices for that. We do have school psychologists on board, as well as other counselors, and our administration has been going through training as well in a variety of areas in efforts to be more inclusive, in efforts to be more accepting. And it has clearly been a mission of our administration to make Westboro High School the most accepting place that we possibly can. And so that work is always continuing very clearly. And this includes also, I think it's not just Westboro High School, it's all of the Westboro schools. And a lot of the things that a number of you mentioned begin to bubble up before students get to high school. And so it's important that we recognize that many of those same resources are available at Gibbons and Mill Pond and all the way down. And we continue to strive to improve that. So hopefully, Kara, that's a pretty good picture of what you were hoping for there. I know
Yes.
you have some resources that you would, be interested in sharing as well.
I do indeed, but I want to add to what you're saying about the climate and culture at the schools. I meet with Roger and another member of the school's administration who specializes in social and emotional health, and we meet regularly, several times a month, to talk about ways to continue the destigmatization and to build programming around these things, and not just to help kids who are already struggling with mental health issues, but to take a proactive approach to prevent mental health distress and to build coping skills. And I know that's happening across the curriculum, as Roger indicated, but I also know that we are trying other little ways of bringing this conversation forward, like events like this. Also, we have a almost monthly, but not quite monthly publication that we've started creating called the Community Wellness Guide, that focuses specifically on issues of mental health and issues of anti-racism. And we are trying to bring those topics to the forefront of conversation and, again, normalize them and make them a part of our regular interactions and our regular conversations. So there are some little ways that we're trying to impact community change. And that wellness guide is for the whole community as well. And thanks, Roger. I do want to introduce some of the resources that are not only available to Westboro students, but also to all Westboro residents. Services at our office, Westboro Youth and Family Services, are free to residents. We offer counseling, we offer clinical consultation, resource and referral services, and we are just a phone call away. We will help people get connected to the mental health services they need. If you're not even sure if you need mental health services and you're just looking to talk things through with somebody, our staff is available to do that. We have 3 of us are licensed counselors. I'm a social worker. My colleagues are licensed mental health counselors, and we're happy to talk to anyone at any time. We've also launched a free anonymous online screening tool that is available to adults and parents. You can go on to the website that's here on the slide, and you can take any number of mental health screenings. get the screening results, which won't be a formal diagnosis, but will be some indicator of what might be going on for you. And you will be directed to resources that will hopefully benefit you. Again, trying to just make these things more accessible to folks. We also have a contract with Williams James College and their Interface referral service. Interface provides free matching services to Westboro residents who are seeking outpatient mental health services or behavioral health services, including substance use treatment. And all Westboro residents need to do is call this number, say, I'm from Westboro, and you will talk with a trained counselor who will take your information, hear about your insurance, learn about what kind of services you're looking for, what kind of match you're looking for in a provider, and connect you to those services for free. Also through our office at Youth and Family Services, we have recently been awarded a grant through the Metro West Health Foundation to build emotional resiliency in our community in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic. And through that, we have created a program called Reach Out Westboro. And in partnership with Westboro Connects, Youth and Family Services is putting on small group trainings that are targeted to folks who are most at risk of mental health distress during the pandemic. We mentioned, for example, that young adults are one of those groups. We will very soon be making a date, probably within the next month, for a training for young adults. This training is free. It'll be virtual, an hour and a half to 2 hours for anyone ages 18 to 26 who live in Westboro. No, you don't, it's not a support group, it's a training. People do not need to have a history of mental health issues in order to be there, just an interest. And it will focus on recognizing signs and symptoms of mental health distress, learning some basic coping skills, and supporting folks to learn how to access help. And it's really designed for people to learn not only about their own experiences and to feel better empowered to manage their own needs, but also to recognize needs that their friends, family members, coworkers, and peers have to be able to support them. For more information about Reach Out Westboro, if you're interested in participating in a training or you just want to find out more, please call our office at 508-366-3090 or go to the Westboro Connects website. And finally, if you can show the next slide, Roger, there are a lot of services outside of Westboro too. Oh, it looks like that slide didn't make it to the cut. So maybe we'll come back with that, but there is a crisis line, Call to Talk, that you can call or text. There is that's a 24/7 crisis line. There is the Trevor Project also has a 24-hour hotline and text line that is designed to particularly support LGBTQ+ folks, young people, young youth and young adults who are struggling with emotional distress or mental health issues. And there is also parenting resource. There are several hotlines. We'll try to get those up for you by the end of the presentation tonight so you can see those as well. And I'm happy to answer any questions if you want to email Roger with questions about services, either at Westboro Youth and Family Services or on a wider basis as well.